What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Cody. I'm with Raven Eye Studios, and today I'm going to be taking my Tesla Model S out for a spin in the snow. I've had the Tesla for about a year and I haven't had a chance to get it out in the snow yet, so I figured it'd be a great time to take it out for its first time and see how it does. And I thought, why not record it and let people know, so if anyone else is interested, they can get an idea of how the Model S does in the snow. I've heard nothing but great things on this car in the snow. I am driving the p85D model, so it is all-wheel drive. So we should be in for a pretty good time here. So what I'm going to do is get the car backed out and we'll get it going. But before I do that, I do want to get a measure of the snow to see how deep it is on the roads here. So I am in my driveway right now, and what I'm going to do is go out and measure it. See, we've got quite a bit of snow here today. It's total whiteout, so I'm gonna just stick my measuring tape in the snow here, and it looks like we're at just about 6 inches of snow, so it is pretty deep on the roads. So we'll see how it goes. Thought maybe one other important thing to point out here was gonna be the tread on my tires. They're pretty bald, so I just want to give an idea of what I mean by that. So I got a quarter here, and you can see that we are barely up the quarter there, so very little tread on these tires. That might cause some issues and not make for a great review, but like I said, we'll see how it goes. Alright, we are in the car and we are getting ready to take off, so let's see how the car does. Just back out of the garage here. Pretty deep snow. My driveway is on a little bit of a grade. I mean, it's nothing crazy, but one thing I was really curious about is if I pull a little bit forward on the driveway and stop on the middle of the grade, if it's gonna have any issues getting out of that stop position and going in reverse again. So let's just give that a shot here. And it's no problem at all. Looks like we are in pretty good shape here to go test it out. One thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna raise the suspension a little bit. I thought it might do that on its own, but it doesn't seem like it did. So I'm just gonna raise that up all the way. That'll give us a little bit more room between the underbelly of the car and the ground. Let's keep going. Handling is really good. I'm actually really impressed. I thought it would maybe have a little bit of issues just because my tires are so bald, and I'm kind of just going through the neighborhood right now, so there's not any plowing that happens on these streets. You can tell there has been a little bit of driving on the roads today, but I mean, there's a lot of snow out here. We're going to be coming up to a little bit of a downgrade here, so we can see how well it does going down. I'll probably try and pump the brakes a little bit. I'm going to do it right now actually just to see if the roads are slick at all. The roads are definitely slick, so I just went full on the brakes there and we were sliding pretty good. Super smooth though. This is a little bit of a grade here. It's probably hard to tell in the video. Just gonna go slow. Pretty good. I'm gonna get on the throttle just a little bit. She does lose traction pretty easily, but it doesn't get squirrely at all, which is really nice. neighbors out here plowing some snow. I like it. It's kind of funny when people drive by, I feel like they're looking at me like, why is this guy out here driving his Tesla in this? I think a lot of people don't really understand that Teslas, especially the all-wheel drive, are really, really good in the snow. I think a lot of people wonder, you know, how the battery efficiency is when the weather gets colder. It's about 29 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Well, they just did a software update and moved the temperature, so that threw me off a little bit. But I was just watching a video on the Teslanomics YouTube channel, and he gave a pretty good overview of how the cold and the hot temperatures affect the battery efficiency. Basically, the optimal range, or the optimal temperature for good battery efficiency, is between 55 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit. As soon as you go hotter than 75 degrees or colder than 55 degrees, basically for every degree of temperature that you change, on average across all the Tesla Model S, X, and 3, you lose about 0.6% battery efficiency per mile. So on average, that's for all the vehicles, but the Model 3, I think he was saying, lost about 0.8% efficiency. And so what he was saying is that because the Model S and the Model X have the internal battery heating system, he thinks that that is what really makes the efficiency just that much better on the Model S and the Model X. Got a cross-country skier here. We're gonna make a turn up a little bit of a hill here, losing a little bit of traction, but overall it's able to pull out of it just fine. I probably just came in a little bit too hot, but no problem. That was actually the one part of the road that I was a little bit worried about, and it really was no issue at all. It's getting a little bit deeper right now. I feel like I'm pretty much plowing some snow. Curious to see where my suspension's at, actually. Yeah, you can see the suspension actually went back down, which is kind of interesting. I thought for sure that the suspension would raise by itself and stay up when it's in snow like this, but for some reason it's not wanting to do that. So that's a little bit of a flaw, maybe. I don't know why it's not doing that. I would think it would 100% do that, and I thought I read online that it would, but for some reason it doesn't want to do that. But anyways, it looks like we made it back just fine. Went out for a nice little cruise in the snow, and overall I am very impressed with how the car did. Overall, I think the Model S was a great ride in the snow. It really was a beast. It's just a smooth ride, and again, I think it's because partly the weight. I mean, it's just under 5,000 pounds, so it is pretty much a boat on wheels. What else? The low center of gravity, of course. You know, ICE cars, they have the engine in the front typically, and that just kind of makes the weight distribution a little bit different. Not that it's not good in the snow, but it's just that much better with the Model S because you have that battery spanning pretty much the length of the car right in the center, and it's low. So it pretty much makes it stick to the ground, which is just awesome. I think really the only major issue that I had was just the fact that the ride height did not auto adjust once it detected that the ground level was so close to the underside of the car. I thought for sure it would auto adjust. I don't know if it had to do with the speed that I was going maybe, but just a little bit weird. I think typically, and from what I've read online, I thought it would do that. So I don't know what was going on there. That's really the only complaint that I have. Of course, I think there's also the issue with the door handles, how the door handles basically auto present themselves to you when you get up to the car. It's not really great when it's frozen outside. If those get frozen stuck, it obviously could cause some issues. So I think that's just a little bit of a downside with the Model S. One little tip though that I will say, and I did read this online, with the auto folding mirrors, you want to make sure that you turn that off when it's frozen, because obviously if they fold in and they freeze that way, you're not going to get them back out without breaking the mirror off. So definitely make sure to disable that. Another great feature that really makes it an awesome winter car is just the ability to turn on all of your heating options, your heated steering wheel, heated seats, obviously just the heat, which makes it great when you get in the car, so you can just set that from your house or wherever you're at before you go out and get in the car. So yeah, I think that's really all I have. I appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. This is my first review. You can probably tell a little bit rough around the edges, but I would really appreciate any feedback that you have that I can make this better. I look forward to doing more reviews in the future. Please subscribe, show some support, and I can't wait to make more videos in the future. Later.